videos. So after that, உங்களுக்கு ஏதாவது doubts இருந்துச்சுன்னா நீங்க கேட்கலாம். Okay. So it is a very short videos. இது சிடில இருந்து டைரக்டா டவுன்லோட் பண்ண முடியல. அதனால வந்து வேற ஒரு மெத்தட்ல நான் டவுன்லோட் பண்ணியிருக்கேன், காப்பி பண்ணியிருக்கேன். So it is a very short video. Okay. So what is the name of this particular solid? It is a 3D view, so that means 3-dimensional view. Here you can able to see the length, and you can able to see the breadth, and also you can able to see the height. So it is a 3-dimensional diagram, and it is a square prism. Okay, so the top surface look like a square. So if it is having a rectangular faces on the side, then we can say it as a prism. Okay. So for each and every prisms, we will be having rectangular faces on the side views. So here it is a side view. So this one is a side view, and this one is also another side view. If you are having a square prism, you will be having 4 sides. That means you will be having 4 rectangular faces. If it is a square prism, you will be having 4 rectangular faces. So in some problems, they will give like the rectangular face is on HP and the rectangular face is on VP, or otherwise the particular rectangular face is perpendicular to VP, or rectangular face perpendicular to HP. So we'll be having a different kind of statements like this. So in order to provide a rest on HP, rest on VP, they will give a condition like this. Okay, so it is a square prism. So now the square face is on HP. Okay, so please look at this diagram. We are having a horizontal plane, and also we are having a vertical plane. A square prism is on HP. Right now it is on HP because the rectangular piece is directly touching the HP. Okay, so we're looking from this direction. If we are looking the front view, so now we can able to see a yellow color light. So this one is a front view. If you are projecting a front view in a vertical plane, you can able to see a front view like this. So this one is our front view. Okay, so this is the left extreme edge, and this one is the right extreme edge, and this vertical line is the edge of this particular central line, and this dotted line is a vertical edge. That means vertical edge of this back side line. So in the back side or line இருக்குதா, so in the line order view தான். So you can't able to see this back side line from the front view position. So we have to draw this line with the help of a dotted line. Okay, so நம்மளுக்கு வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா the rectangular face straight ஆயில, it is inclined to VP. So here the rectangular face is inclined to VP, so we'll be having a different angle. So the top view will not look like an straight square, it will be like an inclined square. So we're looking from the top view position, so it will look like an inclined square. So this is what the top view. So if you are rotating your horizontal plane with a 90-degree angle, okay, we are rotating your horizontal plane with a 90-degree angle, so you can able to see this top view. So here the top view, that means the particular rectangular face is 30-degree inclined to VP. Okay, so that while looking from this front view direction, you can able to see this particular edge, that is called A of 1, and also you can able to see this particular edge, that is called B of 2, and you can able to see this particular edge, that is called C of 3. But you can't able to see this 4th edge, so that means 4th corner. You can't able to see this 4th corner, that is called D of 4. So you have to draw a dotted line from D to 4. Is it clear? Any doubts? So now this diagram is a normal front view and normal top view diagram. Okay, so after this we have to draw an inclined front view and inclined top view, that is based upon a different condition. So in that second front view and top view, we'll be having mainly you'll be having 4 conditions. Majorly you'll be having 4 conditions. So what are all the conditions? So we have already discussed about one condition. That means our previous problem. So in our previous problem, we have discussed about a base is inclined at 30 degree to the HP. So that we have created a diagram that is 30 degree inclined to HP. And the condition you have to look a serious condition that is called whether base is inclined at 30 degree to HP or else axis is inclined at 30 degree to HP. Okay, so அதிலே ரெண்டு conditions இருக்கு. Inclined at HP and inclined at VP. எப்படி கொடுத்தாலும் சரி, you have to look at that whether base is inclined at 30 degree to HP or else the center line that is called axis line is inclined at 30 degree to HP. So we'll be having a two different condition. So if we are creating this diagram with a base is inclined at 30 degree to HP, then the axis will be 60 degree inclined. If we are creating a base with a 30 degree inclination, then the axis will be having a 60 degree of inclination. Okay, so ரெண்டுமே opposite. If it is 30, then the axis will be 60. If you are creating your base with an angle of 60 degree, then the axis will be 30 degree. Okay, so it is totally reversed. So this one is the first kind of solid. Next, the second diagram. So this is called a rectangular pyramid. Okay, so it looked like an rectangular pyramid. So I already told you the top surface, that means top point, it is a corner. So we'll be having a corner, and the bottom face will be have the particular shape. That is called whether it is a rectangle or else we will be having a square or else pentagon, hexagon, and different kind of shapes will be having. Okay, so in pyramid we will not be having the rectangular side. So in prism we will be having rectangular sides. If it is a square prism, we will be having 4 rectangular sides. If it is a pentagonal prism, we will be having 5 rectangular sides. If it is a hexagonal prism, we will be having 6 rectangular sides. If it is a pyramid, we can't able to trace out the rectangular side. So here it is a triangular face. So here you can able to see this. It is a triangular face. So for a square or else rectangular pyramid, we will be having 4 triangular faces. Okay. If it is a pentagonal pyramid, we will be having 5 triangular faces. If it is a hexagonal pyramid, we will be having 6 triangular faces. So this particular edge will be called it as generator. So the name of this particular edge is called it as generator. So in our previous condition, that means in our previous problem, we have discussed about pentagonal prism. So in that condition, that particular edge will be called as longer edges. So in that condition, that is what called it as longer edges. So here we have to call this line. That means here we are having one line, and here we can able to see this another line. So this one is the third line, and this one is the fourth line. So these 4 lines will be called as generators. Okay. So for pyramids and cones, we will be having a number of generators. It is based upon the shape of the particular pyramid. If it is a cone, we can able to see only 2 generators. Okay, so cone is a circular component. The base will look like a circle. So we can able to see only 2 generators for a cone. Okay. So while looking from the front view direction, you can able to see the 3 edges. So you can't able to see the 4th edge, that is called this one. Okay. So this particular edge, that means this particular generator can't be seen from the front view position. So we have to draw this generator in front view with the help of a dotted line. So while looking from the top view position, you can able to see a square rectangle. Okay. So this is what the rectangle. If it is a pyramid, you have to join these 4 corners with the straight line. If it is a prism, you don't have to connect these 2 points, and also you don't have to connect these 2 points, because Prism will have only the longer edges. It is not having a generator. So generator வருது அப்படினாலே compulsory you have to connect all the corners. Is it clear? So this center point will be the axis point. So this center point. So that means this point. Okay. If you are creating a vertical line from this point, that particular vertical line will be called as axis line. So we can able to create the axis line in all pyramids and also cones. Okay. So this is what our diagram. So you can create a reference line. Okay. So after that you have to draw this inclined top view. Okay. So this one is an inclined top view. So you have to connect these to 4 corners with a straight line. Okay. And also these 4 corners should be a component line. So you have to use only HB pencil for connecting these 4 corners. Okay. So that is what this one will be called as a rectangular pyramid. So is it enough? So we don't have to draw the side view. So now this video is showing how to draw a side view. So it is not required for our condition. Okay. So the next video. So this one, it is a pentagonal prism. So in our previous problem, we have discussed about a pentagonal prism. Okay. So this is also a pentagonal prism, but the condition is different. Okay. I already told you that this particular surface will be called as rectangular face, and this one will be called as rectangular face. Okay. So for a pentagon, we'll be having 5 rectangular faces, and also you'll be having a 5 longer edges. So this one is a longer edge and this one is a longer edge. So in the diagram வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா either rest on HP, rest on VP ரெண்டுமே கொடுக்க மாட்டாங்க. Okay. So in order to that, they will provide a longer edge is on HP. A longer edge is on HP. So instead of providing rest on HP, they will provide a longer edge is on HP. Or else the longer edge touching the HP. So you'll be having 5 longer edges. So you have to touch any one longer edge with the HP. Okay. So any one longer edge should touches the HP. So if we are creating a diagram like this, the front view look like an particular shape. So here the shape is pentagon. So the front view will look like a pentagon. And the top view will look like a rectangular. So you can see this diagram. We're looking from the front view direction. You can able to see pentagon as a front view. Okay. So this one is totally reversed because this particular corner is a longer edge. So if you are having 5 corners, so you'll be having 5 longer edges. So you have to touch any one of the corner on the reference line. That means a longer edge is touching the HP. That is what the condition. So next you have to create a top view. So we're looking from the top view direction. You can able to see a rectangle. Okay. So inside this rectangle, you'll be having 3 lines. Okay. So this particular corner is a outside left extreme line, and this particular corner is a right side extreme line. So in between these 2 lines, you'll be having 3 lines. So one is for this corner and another one is for this corner, and the third line is for this particular corner. So we're looking from this top view direction, you can able to see these 4 corners, right? So you can't able to see this 5th corner. So you have to draw this center line with the dotted line. So the middle line is a dotted line because you can't able to see this 5th point. That is what the condition for this problem. Okay. Is it clear? Any doubts? Can I please ஏதாவது doubts இருந்தா இந்த வீடியோ ப்ளே பண்ணும்போது இமிடியேட்டா கேட்டுருங்க, because வீடியோ வச்சு எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்றது வெரி வெரி ஈஸி, அண்ட் ஆல்சோ வீடியோ வச்சு அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் பண்றது ரொம்ப ஈஸி. ஓகே, இது புரிஞ்சுதா? Okay, so the next component. Okay, the next component is I think it is a pentagonal pyramid. So this one is a pentagonal pyramid. So the one side is a corner. So the another side is a face. So whether the face is a pentagon, so you can call this component as a pentagonal pyramid. Whether the face is a hexagon, you can call this component as a hexagonal pyramid. Okay. Then now what is the condition for this component? So please someone tell me the condition from the diagram. So in our previous condition, we have touches, the face touches the HP. That means the particular shape touches the HP. So if you're creating a front view and top view, the top view will look like a shape of the particular component. Now the particular shape is touching the VP. That means your front view will look like the particular shape. Whether it is a pentagon, your front view will look like a pentagon. So the top view will look like a triangle. Okay. So if you're creating a front view, it will be available on the vertical plane. If you're creating a top view, it will be available on the horizontal plane. So the front view is look like a pentagon. And the top view will look like a triangle. So here the condition is a little bit different. Okay. So what is the condition? Either we are creating a pentagon or hexagon with the edge or else corner. But here the condition is slightly different. Any one of the base edge. So this one is the base edge. Okay. So any one of the base edge is inclined at 35° to the HP. And the any one of the base edge is having a 35° inclination with the HP. So if we are creating this line with a 35° inclination, then the total diagram will look like this. So there are left extreme into corner, right extreme into corner. So this edge is not a vertical edge. So it is an inclined edge. So we are not having a horizontal edge and also we are not having a vertical edge. All the 5 edges are inclined. Okay. So it is a different kind of problem. So while looking from the top view direction, you can able to see the 4 edges. So this particular corner and this particular corner and this particular corner and finally this one. So these 4 corners can be seen from the top view. So you can't able to see this 5th corner. So only you have to draw a dotted line for this 5th corner. Next, it is a pentagonal pyramid. It is not a prism. If it is a prism, you don't have to connect all the 5 corners. If it is a pyramid, you have to connect all the corners. I told you already. Okay. So if it is a square pyramid, you will be having 4 corners. So you have to connect the 4 corners. So it is a pentagonal pyramid. So you have to connect the 5 corners. So there is a specific procedure for connecting these 5 corners. So if you're connecting these 5 corners, you'll be getting a center point. Okay. So if you are projecting the center point towards the nearer view, you can able to create the axis line for this diagram. So normally for a pyramid, compulsorily you have to create the axis. Okay. So now எப்படி இந்த axis create பண்றது அப்படிங்கறத சொல்றேன்னு சொல்லிருந்தேன். So for a hexagon, it is very, very easy. You can able to create easily. But for a pentagon, you have to follow a normal rule. So I told you, I will give you the rule once the video is completed. Okay. Is it clear? Any doubts regarding this problem? Okay. So next one. So please refer this video. I will upload today's class recorded video in your Google Classroom. So please refer this video for any doubts. For our 3rd unit and 4th unit and 5th unit, this is the basic. So in the basic வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா second unit நிக்காது, second unit, third unit, fourth unit and fifth unit. So it is a basic one. Okay. So now the component is a hexagonal prism. So the shape will look like a hexagon, and also it is not a pyramid, so it is a prism. So for this hexagonal prism, you will be having six rectangular faces. So this one is a rectangular face, and this one is another rectangular face. Similar to this, you will be having 6 rectangular faces, and also we'll be having 6 longer edges. So this particular line is a longer edge, and this one is a longer edge, and this one is a longer edge. அப்போ இந்த ப்ராப்ளம்க்கு என்ன கண்டிஷன்? ஸோ உனக்கு ஹெச்பியில் எது டச் ஆயிருக்கு? இது ரெக்டாங்குலர் ஃபேஸ் டச் ஆயிருக்கா, இல்லை லாங்கர் எட்ஜ் டச் ஆயிருக்கா? லாங்கர் எட்ஜ். ஸோ லாங்கர் எட்ஜ் இஸ் டச்சிங் த ஹெச்பி. அதான் நம்மளோட கண்டிஷன். ஸோ உனக்கு வந்து ரெஸ்ட் ஆன் ஹெச்பி, ரெஸ்ட் ஆன் விபின்னு கொடுக்க மாட்டாங்க. ஃபார் திஸ் கண்டிஷன் they will provide like longer edge is on HP. So longer edge is on HP அப்படின்னா உன்னால இந்த ஹெக்ஸாகனல் ஷேப்பை வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இப்போ இந்த கண்டிஷனில் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இந்த ஹெக்ஸாகனல் ஷேப்பை உன்னால ஃப்ரண்ட் வியூலையும் பார்க்க முடியாது, அட் த சேம் டைம் டாப் வியூலையும் பார்க்க முடியாது. யூ கேன் ஏபிள் டு சி ஒன்லி திஸ் ஹெக்ஸாகனல் ஷேப் சைட் வியூல தான் பார்க்க முடியும். ஸோ அதான் கண்டிஷன். ஸோ இஃப் யூ ஆர் லுக்கிங் ஃப்ரம் த ஃப்ரண்ட் வியூ, சாரி கண்ணா, டயக்ராமில் ஏதோ வீடியோவில் ஏதோ ப்ராப்ளம். I think there is a problem in the video. Okay, no problem. ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ப்ராப்ளம் நம்ம சால்வ் பண்ணுவோம். ஸோ அதில் பார்த்துக்கலாம். Yeah. So this one is a square prism. Okay, square prism. So இந்த மாதிரி ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ் எல்லாமே ஸ்கொயர் ப்ரிசம் இதில் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா diagonal அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு வேர்டு வரும். So what is meant by diagonal? So far now we have discussed about rectangular faces and triangular faces and longer edges, then generator. So rectangular faces and longer edges will be available in prisms, and triangular faces and generator will be available in what is called pyramid and also cone. So cylinder is totally different from these conditions. Okay, cylinder is totally different. So here it is a square prism. So this particular shape is a rectangular face, and this particular shape is a rectangular face, and this one is a longer edge, and this one is a longer edge, and this one is also a longer edge. So we can't able to see the fourth longer edge from this position. Okay, then what is called diagonal? So diagonal means connecting the two opposite faces corners. So we'll be having two square faces, and also we'll be having opposite corners. So if we are connecting one corner from one face and the opposite corner from the opposite face, so the bottom face is a square and the top face is the square. So in the bottom face ku 4 corner irukka. So I'm going to pick a corner like this. So this is my corner. Okay, so the cursor point பண்றது ஒரு corner. Similar to that, what is the opposite face corner for this corner? In the corner opposite face corner இது opposite face இது opposite face ஓட opposite corner. அப்போ இந்த corner. Okay, so இந்த கார்னரையும் ஒரு லைனை வச்சு கனெக்ட் பண்ணீங்கன்னா that particular line is called as diagonal. So you have to be very cautious whether a problem contains a word called diagonal. So for this condition, for this problem, the condition will be like diagonal is vertical to HP. So the condition will be diagonal is vertical to HP, or else diagonal is vertical to VP. So in the problem, diagonal is vertical to HP. In the imaginary line, it is an imaginary line. So this imaginary line should be vertical to HP. Okay, so if we are seeing this diagram from the front view direction, you can able to see the inclined front view, and also you can able to see the inclined top. So this video is also not available. So இதெல்லாமே வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா உங்களோட புக்ல அவைலபிளா இருக்கு. இதுக்கான ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ் எல்லாமே உங்க புக்ல அவைலபிளா இருக்கு. ஸோ உங்களுக்கு நான் அந்த ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ் என்னென்னங்கிறது ஒவ்வொரு டைம்லையும் சொல்றேன். ஸோ இதெல்லாம் உங்களை சொல்றதுக்கான காரணம் என்னன்னா பயமுறுத்தலுக்காக இல்லப்பா. ஸோ ப்ளீஸ் ரிமெம்பர், வித்தவுட் அ ப்ராக்டிஸ் முன்னால கம்பல்சரி இதுக்கப்புறம் வர எந்த ப்ராப்ளம்ஸையும் சால்வ் பண்ண முடியாது. ஸோ நான் கிளாஸ் ரூம்ல டீச் பண்ற அதே ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ் மட்டும் நீங்க ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணா மட்டும் பத்தாது. ஓகே, ஸோ ஹியர் ஆஃப்டர் ஐ வில் ப்ரொவைட் ப்ராப்ளம் ஒரு கிளாஸ் ஒர்க் கொடுத்துட்டு இருக்கலாம் ரெகுலரா. ஸோ கம்பல்சரி வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நான் கிளாஸ்ல ஒரு ப்ராப்ளம் டீச் பண்ணனா அதை பேஸ் பண்ணி இன்னொரு ப்ராப்ளம் உனக்கு ஹோம்ஒர்க் கொடுப்பேன். ஸோ நான் கிளாஸ் ரூம்ல 2 ப்ராப்ளம் கம்ப்ளீட் பண்ணனா அதை பேஸ் பண்ணி இனியும் 2 ப்ராப்ளம் எக்ஸ்ட்ராவா உங்களுக்கு ஹோம்ஒர்க் கொடுப்பேன். ஸோ யூ ஹாவ் டு சால்வ் ப்ராப்ளம், அதாவது ட்வைஸா நீ சால்வ் பண்ணணும். புரிஞ்சுதா? I think it is enough for this today's class. I'm going to use my PPT. Okay. So நம்ம already பார்த்த அதே PPT தான். So now please have a look at this problem. A pentagonal prism. Okay, already பார்த்த அதே problem தான். Okay, a pentagonal prism. நீங்க homework submit பண்ண problem தான்ப்பா. A pentagonal prism, a side of base 25 mm and axis 50 mm long, rest with one of its edges on the HP. Okay, so that such that the base containing the edge makes an angle of 30 degree to HP. What is the condition? Base containing that edge makes an angle of 30 degree to HP and its axis is parallel to VP. So here the condition is parallel to VP. So if it is a inclined to HP, normally you have to draw the shape exactly in the top view position. If it is inclined to HP, you have to draw the shape in the top view position. If it is inclined to VP, you have to draw the shape in the front view position. So நம்மளுக்கு வந்து என்ன சொல்லிருக்காங்க? Inclined to HP. So this is what the right position for the pentagonal shape. And you have to look at this particular word that is called base containing that edge makes an angle of 30 degree to HP. So here it is base. It is not axis. So base makes an angle of 30 degree to HP, so that you have created a pentagon. Okay, so now the condition is totally different. You can choose either corner pentagon or else you can use either edge pentagon. But you have to remember that we are creating a front view from this diagram. Okay, so we have created a front view from this diagram. So in this particular corner, it is a corner, it is not an edge, because it is having either only one name. So it is a corner in the front view and also it is a corner in the top view. But this particular point is not a corner. It is actually an edge. So you can able to see this edge in the top view. So our condition is rest with one of its edges on the HP. Edges on the HP. அப்போ இந்த எட்ஜுக்கு நேரா வர்ற கார்னர் தான் என்ன பண்ணிருக்கணும்? ரெஃபரன்ஸ் லைன்ல டச் பண்ணி டிரா பண்ணணும். Like this. Okay. இந்த எட்ஜுக்கு நேரா வர கார்னர் தான் இங்க டச் ஆயிருக்கணும். This corner should not touches the reference line. இதே இடத்துல வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா instead of edge on HP, corner on HP அப்படின்னு வந்திருந்துச்சு அப்படின்னா you should not draw this like this. So instead of that you have to draw inclined front view like this. So இப்படி draw பண்ணும்போது இந்த first point தான் உனக்கு இங்க டச் ஆயிருக்கும். If it is corner on HP. Okay, so a single word la problem totally change ஆகும். ஒரே ஒரு word தான் problem totally vary ஆகும். Okay, so if it is a 20 mark question, I will allot a 5 mark for this diagram and 5 mark for this diagram. அதாவது dimensions, notations and highlighting with HP is perfect இருந்துச்சுன்னா 5 mark for this diagram and 5 mark for this diagram and 5 mark for this diagram and 5 mark for the fourth diagram. So இந்த ப்ராப்ளம் பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் edge on HP னா இது கரெக்ட், இது தப்பு. அப்போ you will get only அந்த மாதிரி கண்டிஷன் வந்துச்சுன்னா you will be getting only 10 marks for this diagram. நீ இதை ட்ரா பண்றதுக்கு பதிலா இந்த டயக்ராம் ட்ரா பண்ணி வச்சிட்டீங்கன்னா you will be getting only 10 marks. இந்த ஒரு வேர்ட்லயே உனக்கு ஃபுல்லா தப்பா போயிடும். If it is corner on HP, இந்த டயக்ராம் தப்பு, இந்த டயக்ராம் கரெக்ட். மாத்தி ட்ரா பண்ணிடுங்க, அதுலயும் உனக்கு பாதி மார்க் அப்படியே போயிடும். Okay, so now it is edges on HP, so you have to draw a inclined front view like this. Okay, so next you have to project the required corners to the top view position. Okay, so the top face can be seen from the top view position and the bottom face can't be seen fully, so the in between lines should be marked with the hidden line. Okay. So the outer edges will look like a thick line and the inner edges, so these are all the inner edges, so it should be drawn with the dotted line. Okay. So in the problem பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் பாத்தீங்கன்னா this is what the base, right? So this is what the base. So here this particular base is 30 degree inclined to HP. So this blue color line is the axis line. Okay, so in the axis line என்ன angle இருக்குன்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா normally if you are creating a 30 degree incline to base, this axis line will look like a 60 degree inclination. Okay, நம்மளோட condition என்ன? Base containing the edges makes an angle of 30 degree to HP. That means நீ base தான் 30 degree வைக்கணும், axis 30 degree வைக்க கூடாது. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is our base. So அதனால இந்த line தான் வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா 30 degree inclination இருக்கணும். So for our today's class, you have to solve this problem because we'll be having only 5 more minutes. So I will solve this problem immediately. It is like our previous problem. It is also a pentagonal prism. Side of base 30 mm and axis length is 60 mm. Rest on HP. So how they have directly given, it is rest on HP on one of its base corner. Okay, it is rest on HP on one of its base corner. In our previous condition, it is one of its base edge. So there is a difference between this condition. Okay, and the second condition is that with the base edge containing it being equally inclined to HP. And the major condition, what is major condition? The axis is inclined at 45 degree to HP. So in our previous condition, base is inclined at 30 degree to HP. Here, axis is inclined at 45 degree to HP. Okay, அப்போ நம்ம டயக்ராம் எப்படி இருக்கணும்? Axis தான் 45 degree இருக்கணும், base என்ன angle இருந்தாலும் நமக்கு ப்ராப்ளம் இல்லை. Okay, so you have to draw the axis for this problem. Compulsorily, you have to draw the axis. So how to create an axis for a pentagon? So please make a note of it. So initially, you will be creating a horizontal line or else vertical line based upon the condition. After that, you will be creating two inclined lines with an angle of 72 degree, right? So you'll be creating a 72 degree inclined line like this. And with the help of your compass, you'll be connecting these two corners with the inclined line. So this is what our pentagon. So for finding out the axis of this pentagon, you have to draw another two more inclined angle. If it is a prism, please use 2H pins because prismத்துக்கு வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா சென்டர்ல லைன் கிராஸ் ஆகாது, அந்த ஷேப்புக்குள்ள சென்டர்ல லைன் கிராஸ் ஆகாது. If it is a pyramid, நீ அதை வந்து HP பென்சிலே டிரா பண்ணலாம் because pyramidக்குள்ள கம்பல்சரி லைன்ஸ் கிராஸ் ஆகும். Okay, So for finding out the axis of this pentagon, you have to create an inclined line from these two corners. Okay, so create an inclined line with an angle of 54 degree. Please remember that this angle should be 54 degree. And after that, you have to create another one more inclined line from this corner. That particular angle should be 54 degree. So in the ரெண்டு angle 54 degree இருக்கணும். Okay, so if we are projecting a line with an angle of 54 degree, so these two lines will touch us at one point. This particular point is an axis point. So now you can connect this point with the rest three corners. So like this, you can connect this point with the rest three corners. Okay, if it is a prism, you don't have to highlight these 5 edges with the HP pencil. You don't have to highlight these 5 edges. If it is a pyramid, compulsory highlight பண்ணணும். புரிஞ்சுதா? So the angle should be 54 degree. So நீ கரெக்டா drop பண்ணிருக்கியா இல்லையான்னு செக் பண்றதுக்கு ஒரு மெத்தட் இருக்குது. அதாவது length of this 5 lines should be equal. So the length of this 5 lines should be equal. Okay, and the angle of each and every line should be 54 degree. So this angle and this angle and this angle and this one and this one, all the angles should be 54 degree. Okay, now I think everyone understand this condition. Is there any doubt? Okay, so please give me 5 more minutes. I will solve this problem because it is similar like our previous condition. Okay, so this is what our condition. So normally you have to draw the reference line. So next you have to create a pentagonal shape. Either it can be a corner pentagon or it can be a edge pentagon. It is your own choice. Okay, so next you have to project these 5 corners towards the front view position. Okay, so you can create the axis. So எப்படி create பண்ணிருக்காங்க? A 54 degree inclined line from this corner and a 54 degree inclined line from this corner. So this one should be 54 degree and this one should be 54 degree. So now you got the center point. If you are projecting this center point towards the front view position, then that particular line can be called as axis line. So the length of the axis should be 60 mm. Okay, so next you can create the rest diagrams. You can name this diagram with A, B, C, D, E and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. இதுக்கப்புறம் third diagramல தான் different இருக்கு. So what is the difference? Rest on HP on one of its base corner. So roll number 34. Roll number 34. Absent. Okay. Roll number 47.
Sir.
Okay, ma. இப்போ நான் third diagram draw பண்ண போறேன். இந்த third diagramல rest on HP on one of its base cornerன்னு சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. ஸோ நான் இந்த பாயிண்ட்டை டச் பண்ணி diagram வரையணுமா இல்லை இந்த பாயிண்ட்டை டச் பண்ணி வரையணுமா? Either 1 of 5 or 3.
Sir, 3, sir.
3. So that is the right answer because here they have given a base corner. So this is what our corner. So in the corner opposite la irukra indha diagram தான் கரெக்டான பாயிண்ட், இது தப்பான பாயிண்ட். So your diagram should be like this. Okay, and also with that they have given a 45 degree inclination to HP. Okay, so the condition is axis should be 45 degree inclination. should have a 45 degree inclination. அப்போ இந்த point தான் 45 degree inclination வரணும். We are creating axis from this diagram. Okay, so this should have a 45 degree inclination. இது 45 டிகிரினா கம்பல்சரி பேஸும் 45 டிகிரியா தான் இருக்கும். இருந்தாலும் நீ கம்பல்சரி ஆக்சிஸ் தான் 45 டிகிரி வைக்கணும். So in our previous condition, we have created a inclined front view with an angle of 30 degree towards the base. So இப்போ இது பண்ணக்கூடாது. கம்பல்சரி ஆக்சிஸ்க்கு தான் 45 டிகிரி inclined கொடுக்கணும். So this line is a parallel line for an axis, right? இந்த லைன்ஸ் எல்லாமே வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஆக்சிஸ்க்கு parallel. அப்போ ஆக்சிஸ் 45னா இந்த மூணு லைன்ஸ்லேயே 45 தான் இருக்கும். So that I have created a 45 degree for this 3 to C edge. Okay, so I can create a center axis, so and also the rest of lines. So in the diagram வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா the top surface can be seen clearly and the bottom surface can't be seen fully. So the bottom face of the pentagon, அதில் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா only half portion தான் தெரியும். அதாவது எந்த half portion-னா while looking from left to right, you can able to see this line and also you can able to see this line and also this line. இந்த லைன்ஸ் தெரியுமா? இந்த லைனும் தெரியாது, இந்த லைனும் தெரியாது. அப்போ இந்த ரெண்டு லைனுமே வந்து இந்த பாட்டம் சர்ஃபேஸுக்கு கம்பல்சரி இருக்கும். அப்போ அந்த ரெண்டு லைனுமே டாட்டட் லைனாக போடும். Okay, so you have to project your front view and also your top view. So like this. So you'll be having an intersection. So you can connect the top surface with a thick line. So இது எல்லாமே top surface, right? A, B, C, D, E. It is a top surface. But this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is a bottom surface. So compulsory 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 connect பண்ணும்போது நான் சொன்ன இந்த கண்டிஷன் நீ ஃபாலோ பண்ணணும். அதாவது உன்னோட ப்ரீவியஸ் டாப் வியூவை லெஃப்ட் டு ரைட் பார்க்கும்போது உனக்கு எந்தெந்த லைன்ஸ் எல்லாம் கிளியரா தெரியுது. You can able to see this edge, right? அதாவது E of 5 to A of 1 is visible and A of 1 to B of 2 is also visible. This one is also visible and this one is also visible and this one is also visible. So you can draw this 5 to 4 line with a thick line and 5 to 1 line with a thick line and 1 to 2 line with a thick line. But this 2 to 3 and 3 to 4 is not visible from left to right. So you have to draw a dotted line for 2 to 3 and also a dotted line for 3 to 4. Okay. And also you can able to, you should draw the 5 longer edges, right? So on the 5 longer edges from left to right. In the corner தெரியுமா? D of 4 உனக்கு தெரியுமா? So you can draw this D of 4 with a thick line. E of 5 தெரியுமா? So you can connect E and 5 with a thick line and A of 1 is visible. So you can connect A and 1 with a thick line and B of 2 is also visible. So you can connect B and 2 with a thick line. But this particular point C of 3 is not visible. If you are looking from left to right, C of 3 is not visible. So you have to connect this C and 3 with the dotted line. Like this. So this is the end of this particular problem. So previous problem is also pentagonal prism. This problem is also pentagonal prism. Previous problem is also inclined to HP. So this problem is also inclined to HP. But here we are having two different conditions. One is this base corner is rest on HP and another one is axis is inclined at 45 degree. So in the ரெண்டு word மாறினதுனால total problem change ஆயிருச்சு. Okay. ஸோ நீ வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இதுக்கு முன்னாடி ட்ரா பண்ண டயக்ராம் கையில் இருக்கு, இந்த டயக்ராம் இப்போ பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கு. ரெண்டையும் செக் பண்ணி பாரு, தேர் இஸ் அ டிஃபரன்ஸ். ஸோ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ப்ராப்ளம்கான ஆன்சரை நீ செகண்ட் ப்ராப்ளம்ல ட்ரா பண்ணி வச்சின்னா யூ வில் பி கெட்டிங் ஒன்லி 10 மார்க்ஸ். நீ எல்லா கண்டிஷனையும் ஃபாலோ பண்ணியிருப்ப, பட் யூ வில் பி கெட்டிங் ஒன்லி ஆஃப் மார்க். என்ன காரணம்னா இந்த ரெண்டு கண்டிஷன் தான். ஒன் இஸ் பேஸ் கார்னர் அண்ட் அதர் இஸ் ஆக்சிஸ். ஸோ இது ரெண்டையும் கம்பல்சரி நல்லா பார்த்து. ஸோ திஸ் ப்ராப்ளம் இஸ் அ ஹோம்ஒர்க் ப்ராப்ளம். ஸோ இன்னைக்கு ஒரு ஹோம்ஒர்க் தான், ரெண்டு ஹோம்ஒர்க் கொடுக்கல. பட் ஃப்ரம் த நெக்ஸ்ட் கிளாஸ் ஐ வில் கிவ் 2 ஹோம்ஒர்க் ப்ராப்ளம். ஸோ ஒன்று நான் சால்வ் பண்ணது, இன்னொன்று வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா உனக்கு நீயா சால்வ் பண்ணக்கூடியது. புரிச்சுதா? எனி டவுட்ஸ்? Do you have any doubts? Okay, Gana. So I think the tutorial problem is enabled right now. So in tutorial, you'll be having 2 problems. One is projection of circular plane and another one is projection of pentagonal plane. So projection of pentagonal plane already நீ வந்து CAT examsல உனக்கு வந்த கொஸ்டின் தான். பட் நிறைய பேர் மேஜரா யாருமே வந்து சால்வ் பண்ண கிடையாது. ஓகே, ஸோ அதனால கம்பல்சரி எல்லாரும் அதை சால்வ் பண்ணி வித்தின் 12 o'clock சப்மிட் பண்ணணும். ஸோ ½ an hour ஃபார் ஈச் அண்ட் எவ்ரி ப்ராப்ளம். ஆல்ரெடி கேட் எக்ஸாம்ஸில் சால்வ் பண்ணவங்க அதே டயக்ராமை ஃபோட்டோ எடுத்து அப்லோட் பண்ணலாம்னு நினைக்காதீங்க. யார் யார் சால்வ் பண்ணிருக்கீங்க எனக்கு தெரியும். அவங்க டயக்ராமை நான் கம்பேர் பண்ணி பார்ப்பேன். அதே டயக்ராம் இருக்கக்கூடாது. ரீட்ரா பண்ணு. ப்ராக்டிஸ் தான் உனக்கு ஈஸி மெத்தட். பிகாஸ் நிறைய பேர் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா 5 o'clock 5:15 வரைக்கும் சப்மிட் பண்ணுறீங்க. 2:30க்கு ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ண எக்ஸாம் 4 கூட முடிச்சிருச்சு. 4:15 சப்மிட் பண்ணணும். ஆனால் நிறைய பேர் 5 o'clock வரைக்கும் டைம் எடுத்துக்கிட்டு. காரணம் என்னன்னா வித்தவுட் அ லேக் ஆஃப் ப்ராக்டிஸ். அதனால கம்பல்சரி இந்த 2 டயக்ராமும் நீங்க ட்ராப் பண்ணி தான் ஆகணும். புரிஞ்சுதா? ஸோ யாருக்காவது டவுட்ஸ் இருக்கா? ஸோ யூ கேன் ஸ்டார்ட் யுவர் tutorial.